Hi guys, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and it's a Sunday evening and it's 8:20. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. So what we've got here is a gift that has been sent to me, which very surprisingly I received today via Royal Mail. So one, I was surprised to receive this in the first place, and two, to receive it on a Sunday from Royal Mail. I only get 3 days post in the week, but you got postmen out delivering on a Sunday. They're not delivering letters, they're just doing parcels. So I guess they've fallen behind with their parcels or something. Who knows? Anyway, I did cut the box open and then realised how absolutely fantastic the packaging is. So I know where it's come from. So I'm going to get to the bench and show you what's been bought for me, tell you who's bought it for me, tell you why they bought it and what I'm going to do with it. So without further ado, let's get to the overhead camera and have a look in here. And by the way, you've probably noticed we have a different display behind me. It's almost like a shrine to Hong Kong models. I thought, oh, let's make it Bomber City. So that's all my bombers, except we don't have the big 148th B-52 there. All the B-52s are gone, as you will notice, and we don't have the Dam Buster border model, because the box is just massive. So I've left that one in its sort of cardboard shipping case. But we've got all the Hong Kong models. We've got 2 Lancasters, we've got 2 B-17s, we've got a B-25. Sorry, we've got 3 B-17s. It's a bit naughty, isn't it? It's a bit greedy. And then we've got the beautiful A20 down there, which I must get back on. And we also have some 148 stuff as well. So we've got the Revell B-17F. We've got the Hong Kong models B-17F. So that's 48th, that's 72nd. Those builds are going to be coming your way very shortly. And then we've got the lovely Hong Kong models B-25 there, which is their 32nd scale B-25. It's probably, before the A20, is their best kit ever. So the 48th is just a downsize from that, so that's going to be also very good. And then up there you can see the Airfix box. That is the Airfix Dam Buster Lancaster. I've now filmed 4 parts of that, so you've got plenty coming your way, and you've also got loads of Scharnhorst stuff coming your way, and you'll have more A20 stuff coming your way. So, and I have been working on the Border Models Lancaster with the rivets, so you've also got that coming your way as well. So there's lots and lots to come. So right, I'm going to stop waffling and we're going to get to the bench. I'm going to show you this model and show you how lovely it is. Okay, we've got the camera zoomed right out because the box is absolutely massive. And it's really, really nice because the box is a lot bigger than the box that's inside, and the packaging is wonderful. This model has come not direct to me from them, this has come from Scale Model Shed, and that's their logo there. Company down in Ilminster. They're fairly new. They've got a YouTube channel. I think only last year, maybe 2 years, opened a shop. But really, really fantastic packaging. And I will probably use them again after seeing this, because it's really, really nice. It's certainly a lot better than some other companies we won't mention. And that company is not Hannant's. Hannant's packaging is always amazing as well. But this is absolutely awesome. Look at this. So this kit, let me just start off. This kit was bought for me by the lovely Annie. I recently did a couple of Lancaster videos and discussed in there about the aftermarket set you could get from Robert Mrzowski to improve the cockpit of the HK models Lancaster in 1/32 scale, because it is quite basic for a 32 scale kit. Now that aftermarket set was about £50 odd plus postage, and then you probably add VAT in that because it came from America. And unfortunately the set is no longer made. I know a lot of people have contacted him and asked him if he would start up again, but the website is certainly down. It looks like Robert's given up. I only hope he's okay. So I thought, well, there is an alternative out there. It's a lot more expensive, but if you get the Border Models nose, then you're going to get the beautiful Border Models cockpit. You're going to get the beautiful Border Models front turret. You're going to get the beautiful Border Models nose area. You're going to get the correct dome for whatever version of Lancaster you want to do, the blister on the front. Because if you go for the Dam Buster one, I don't think, well, if you want to do a Dam Buster conversion on the HK kit, you only get the large blister with the 2 holes in for the Z equipment. So you may not want to do that. You're also getting the beautiful canopy, the glazing over the cockpit, and all the internal framing. So you're getting a hell of a lot for your money. Now, I know this kit retails about £120. You will see it on offer in certain places. When I did my video, I asked if anyone had one they would like to sell me that they'd started or whatever, and one kind gentleman, well, two gentlemen actually got in touch with me. One was nearly finished, so that was obviously no good to me. And the other guy, who I must get back in touch with, offered me a kit, and I probably will buy it off you, so I will be in touch, sir. But basically, Annie came forward and said, I want to buy you that kit. I'm like, no, you'll see it in the comments. It was all done via the comments. There was no personal emails or anything. And you'll see it in the comments, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I didn't want you to buy me the kit. I'm not asked for someone to buy me the kit. I'm just after if somebody's got one and selling cheap. No, I'm going to buy you the kit, said Annie. And lo and behold, I received an email. The kit's on its way. And here it is. So, thank you very much, Annie. I can't believe you are so... There are so many generous people out there. I mean, those two Spitfires I did yesterday, they were given to me by Moss. You've seen me review this kit already. It was bought for me by the lovely Wendy. This Border Models Lancaster nose. And then also Wendy bought me the Gannet in 1/48 scale. She bought me the Hunley submarine that you've seen me built. She bought me the little Tacom drone helicopter. It's absolutely wonderful. So very, 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 very pleased. Now, if there's anything in here that nobody should see, I will quickly turn the camera off, but I think we're okay. But just look at this packaging. We've got airbags. They're nice, aren't they? Oh, I should have to keep them. Airbags either side. We've got airbags on the end. We've got thick cardboard here. And we've got foam wrapped around the box. So the model has arrived in absolutely perfect condition, as you can see. Non-sealed. Border Models aren't sealed. So there we go. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to get this box off the bench, and then I'll come back to you, because if I throw it on the floor, Jess will be in there. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick review of this kit. I have done a full review of it before, easy for you to say. And basically, you can go back and have a look at that full review. It is basically the nose only of the Border Models Lancaster. So if you don't have the finances, or you don't have the space for a 32nd scale Lancaster, but you love the cockpit, you just get the nose, and you can see there, you've got the nose here, and you can look on the side of the box, and this is what you're actually getting. It has this funny sort of brick thing with the nose mounted onto it. You've got the decals there for the nose only. You've got Mickey the Moocher, you've got Victorious Virgin, and you've got Phantom of the Roar. So you can build all those. Having said that, Victorious Virgin, and I think, I'm not going to say anything, but I know Victorious Virgin shouldn't have that window there, so you need to fill that in. If you're worried about accuracy. End of the box there, you got the same sort of artwork as the front, and on the side here we've got the options that are available to us, but they're not showing us Mickey the Moocher. But this one's March 45, so that one shouldn't have the windows, and this one is E139, so I've got a feeling that one, I can't remember now if that should have the windows or not. It's right on the turning point, isn't it? So then they get at the end of the box there. It's BF008 is the part number, and as I say, retails for about £120. It's a lot of money, but I think it's worth it. When you consider the Dambuster Lancaster is £620, I think, you know, what you're getting in here is probably well worth 120. So let's have a look at the clear sprue. First of all, it's nice to see we've got the canopy framing there, which isn't damaged. But let's have a look at the clear sprue, because this is always the letdown in these kits. So let's have a look. And we can see that we have the typical Border Model scuffing on the top here. Okay, but there's nothing to worry about. But we don't appear to have any cracks or breaks or any really funny moulding. It does look okay, but you can see on this one you're getting the large blister for the nose, and you're getting the large blister with the Z equipment, and you're getting the small blister. In the Hong Kong models you only get that one and that one, so unless they've added this, but you need that one for a Dambuster. But overall, I'm perfectly happy with these clear parts. They do seem to be getting much better, I must be honest. Of all the clear parts I've got from them, from these old sprues, this is without doubt the best. There is some spidering in there and in there, but you're going to be really hard pushed to see it. They really have improved things, so fair play to them. And remember, if you're doing a dam buster or a sort of basically I think a pre H2S version, they have both blisters fitted. But and also, if you've got a friend who's got the Grand Slam in Hong Kong models and you're not going to use it, you can give them that, because they need that to make an accurate Grand Slam, that tall Astrodome there, if you're not going to use it. But yeah, very, very nice indeed. They are, of this standard, they are the best clear parts I've got. The actual dam buster, the extra sprue that comes with the dam buster, is much, much better. And I've actually had that replaced now, because as you know, mine was broken in my dam buster kit. So I'm going to put those over there. I'm not going to put them in the box and then put sprues on top of them. I'm not going to open these bags because, as I say, I've done a full review and I don't see the point in getting them all out. But we can see here that we have a slight amount of damage on this frame here. I think that was always going to be the case. Even if Wingnut Wings had made it, we would have had this issue, because you can just imagine that popping out of the tool. It must be an absolute nightmare to get it all flat and straight and everything. But yeah, very, very nice indeed. You can see we've got all our parachutes and everything there. We've got our rudder pedals here. Seat, we have the choice of, is it on this sprue? No, I don't think it is. But the reason I wanted this kit, as I said, is to put this into the Hong Kong models kit, because the nose turret, the cockpit detail, the front interior detail, the bomb aimer, the canopy framing, everything about the border model cockpit is so much nicer than the Hong Kong models. Now the Hong Kong models kit, I'm going to go through that in a minute. I've got it over here. The beauty of the Hong Kong models kit, it is a much simpler build than this. You know, as I keep saying, if you're buying a 1/32 scale Lancaster for somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience, a lot of skill in modelling, a lot of kits under their belt, get them the Hong Kong models one, because they will really, really struggle with this kit. Even the nose kit, they will struggle with it. It's a lot of work. And if you are getting one of these, have a look at my instructional videos on the instruction manual, because there's a lot of bits and pieces that are missing and stuff. And having said that, they've actually included the bits missing in here. We've got the option of 2 seats. You've got this seat here, which has the hollow base without the cushion in the bottom, and you have this seat here, which has the cushion in the bottom and the moulded on belts. As I say, you could go back and look at my reviews for this. You've also got all the different radios. I've talked about this before. You've got this here, so if you want to put the G equipment up on the bulkhead next to the navigator, you can. If you're having the H2S on the little pedestal that sits to his right. Otherwise you don't use that, and you have the G on the right hand side if it's a non-H2S aircraft. You've got 2 1155 radios there, because in the early days the navigator had a 115 as well. So there you go. So they've got all the options covered in this kit. And you've also got in here, if you want to do this as a dam buster, I guess you'd have to make a shroud to go on the front. Maybe I should do something in resin so you can make a dam buster nose only. But here you have the actuator lever for the dam buster bomb. You have the additional altimeter that the pilot had on the top of the instrument panel. And you have, over here, you have the pull cable for arming the bomb. So there we go. Here we have the beautiful border model nose, which is very, very nice indeed. Really, really nice. All exposed rivets, or raised rivets should I say. And you can see we've got a textured skin on there as well. So it's very, very nice indeed. It's beautiful. This part here, this curtain, this goes inside the fuselage, sort of inside here, where my finger's pointing. There's no call out for it in the instruction manual. It doesn't even have a part number. But it actually fits beautifully on the end of the navigator's table. You can see I'm sure there was something on here that it fits on. There we go, yes. See this hinge here? This hinge over there that's for this lid hinges up. for the navigator, you can see on the back of that curtain you've got a little V-shape section in there that fits over that hinge, so it actually glues onto the table and just sits up behind the shroud. So there we go. So here's our nose interior. As you can see, the detail in there is absolutely gorgeous. And this is what I was saying the other day when I was talking about a you know, simplification of parts. Less parts, you know, doesn't always mean a bad kit. As I said here, this is the starboard side of the cockpit. There is nothing to glue to that. Okay, you've got the seat for the flight engineer. That's it. All of this is complete. It's all complete. This side here, you can see all of that is complete. There's hardly anything to deal with at all. The instrument panel in this kit is absolutely gorgeous. It really is a very, very complete model. And you can see here we have this is the base. This is the bit you don't get in the normal Lancaster kit. But I'm just thinking, if you want to, you could actually take a mould of the dambuster front part and make that so you could actually turn this into a dambuster nose. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? And then here we have the slip of paper which talks all about the lines and everything on the cockpit, which is, I hate to say this, a lot of people disagree with me. I agree. When you look at those spider lines on the clear parts, when you actually see them like this, they disappear. So yeah, but they've admitted they've done wrong, and they've actually gone and made new parts now. But you've got Mickey the Moocher, Victoria's Virgin, Phantom of the Ruhr, and we've got some photo etch there with a really interesting colour around the outside. And it's actually backwards, so we can't see the detail, but we've got all the seat belts there. We've got the harness for the pilot's seat should you wish to use it, and you've got that big strap there which hangs down. That's the engineer's sort of backrest to his chair. And then going into the instructions, just quickly, we have, can you see these without reflections? We get that light off, and then we'll zoom you in, just bring you in a bit. There we go. Let's take you out a bit. It went a bit further than I wanted to. So we can see here we've got some words all about the aircraft itself. We've got our sprue callouts over here, and then straight away we're going into the assembly. Now this is, in the first step they've got it wrong. Be warned guys, Border Models instructions are awful. Okay, straight away here they're showing you a seat with a cushion on and one with a cushion on. As we've just shown you in the sprues, one doesn't have a cushion, one does. The one with the cushion has the seat belts, the one without doesn't. There is a way of getting these together, and I can't remember what it is now, but you can get used, because these are the only two sides you get, and you get the alternative bases and the armour plate and everything. So check your references. You may not have the armour plate on yours. You might want to have the armour plate folded down. Up to you. Adding the seat onto the pedestal, adding the little map pockets in the side. You get two of these, so if you want to build it without the map pockets, you can. And then we've got all our controls here, which are going on for the trim and everything. And then if you're going to do a dambuster, you're going to add your actuation lever there in front. All the pipework here around the back. All of this is missing. All you get in the Hong Kong Models kit is you don't get any of those map pockets. You don't get any of this framework. You get the control column. You get a seat, which is, the base is a bit too long. You get that wheel on the side, but you don't get any of the trim levers. You don't get any of this pipework around the back. You get something that represents the undercarriage lever there. You get the rudder pedals, which they've actually, fair play, they've modified. You will hear many people talk about the Hong Kong Models platform is too high. They've actually lowered it. They've modified the tooling. Hong Kong Models do listen to us and make changes to kits as they go. So you've got all this to go in. And then going over the page, you've got all this detail here. Remember, with all this radio gear, be careful what you're doing. This here is the, I think it's called Fish Pond, is it? That works off the H2S. That is the back of that radio. So you've got this bulkhead here as a flat panel. Don't fit that and not fit that, because that radio, that unit comes through the panel and sticks out the other side. So if you're not having that, if you're doing a non-H2S aircraft, don't fit that either. Coming down here, we've got the table going in. It's telling us here to cut it off and add the G if we're having the G, so that's where that's going. And then if you're having H2S, you're going to add all that. If you're having H2S, you don't have the blister on the port side, because obviously they couldn't get to it to look out of the blister, so they just put a flat sheet in there. And if you are having this, then that piece of equipment goes on that piece I showed you onto there instead of that. So instead of fitting, just look at the, where do they tell you to fit that? Okay, A45, it's just suddenly appeared, there it is. Where that locates, that piece that I showed you with the little web legs on it will go there, and this G radio will sit on top of that. So the G will be here, and then the H2S will be over here. So you fit that in place of that, okay? Check your references, you'll see what I mean. There's loads and loads of talk about this online, you can find out it all. And then we've got the step going in here for them to step on as they come over the main spar. We've got all the seat going in for the wireless operator, bulkhead going in for the bomb bay. If you're building the full kit, I would recommend not putting that in here. Recommend sticking that to the bomb bay, otherwise you can't get the front of the fuselage on. More of that in my other videos. You've got the seat up, seat down. You can choose which one you want to do. You've got your strap there hanging down, or you can have the strap coming across. Then we've got the padding going in there for the for that sort of bulkhead panel there. And then we're coming over into the nose. Adding all the detail into the nose, you've got all these separate ribs going in. They're absolutely beautiful. Go and look at my build, you'll see it builds up absolutely beautiful. Here, they listen to me. A71 is missing on the early instructions, and A71 is missing on the latest instructions. So they've put them in here, but they haven't put them in the later instructions. I don't know. These are all things I told them about. And then we've got the radio, the bomb aimer computer there. We've got the camera going in there with all the framework. We've got an option of 2 different rests for the bomb aimer, depending which aiming equipment he uses. Something I need to do is look into this, which is which. I got a feeling that might be for the ABS bomb sight, and that might be for the Mark 14, because I think the Mark 14 is higher up. But we can look into that. And then here we have the knee pads that he's going to lay down on with his knees. A lot of pictures show you this all open, all hard, and there's big white stickers in there saying exit and all that. I don't think that's correct. I think this is more correct for wartime Lanc. And then bringing all that together, and then we've got all the options here for our different bits and pieces, which I've talked about at length before, with all your different bits and pieces in there. So make sure you drill holes where you need them and don't drill them where you don't want them. A7, a little oxygen economizer there going in the bottom of that part. Again, that's a part that I called out on them. They've done it here, they've not done it on the new one. And then it's telling you to put the turret in and everything. You haven't built the turret yet, the turret's over the page, so you can't quite do it that way. What I recommend is don't fit the turret now, put the fuselage halves together, deal with all the seam work and everything, and then what you can do all your windscreen now if you want to, but I really wouldn't, because you're likely to get dust and stuff in there, so I wouldn't have all that glued on yet. Also, another builder's tip for you: don't glue the seat on here, leave the seat loose. Build the seat up, but don't glue it in here, because when you fit it, it's all going to be sticking out of the top of the fuselage and susceptible to damage. So leave that till after, right before you put your canopy on. You can get it in easily. So here we've got the front turret being built up. All the parts here are included. There's nothing really wrong with the instructions here. I would thoroughly recommend brass barrels instead of the plastic ones. They're telling you to add the photo etch harness parts there. They do have harnesses in the turret, but quite often they're just hanging down, especially when the aircraft's parked up. Now, if you want to do this, what you can do is build this up here. Okay, build all this. Don't fit that and don't fit the clear part. And then it will drop into the front of the fuselage, and then you can fit that part on. Okay, and then you can fit the clear part on, and then it can all go in together rather than having it in there while you're dealing with the seams on your fuselage and everything. Here you've got the bomb bay door halves going together. You're going to fit them up underneath, and then you've got your different bomb sights. So this is your Mark 14 bomb sight, okay, which is going to sit in that frame there. And then here they've got this as late B61, B66. This is nothing to do with the Z equipment. This is the Z equipment here. So you've got those 2 bits going in there. These here are the supports for the ABS bomb sight, which is an earlier bomb sight. Okay, so most of the Lancs around about 43, apparently, I'm just looking into this now with Chris, but apparently they had that and that. So they had those 2 big triangular frames that stick out, you can see so prominently in the blister, and they had this one as well, which sits behind, which sort of sits inside the nose, whereas the ABS sits just inside the blister. So you can have both of those if you want to, and then you can have the ABS. It's in the kit, it's not called up in the instructions, but you've got the Mark 14 there. So you can pays your money, takes your choice. Okay. And then we've got building up the stand and fitting that and everything. And then we've got all our different cameras, TR9. We've got late pitot tubes, late trailing aerials. You've got the window dispenser, the mandrel aerials. You've got loads of stuff on there. Do your research and see what you want to do. And then here we've got our call outs from the decal sheet. So you've got the instrument panel and all your control panels there. There's some errors in the spelling on here, but to be honest, when it's all in there, it looks lovely. The decal is one sheet. Be very careful. Have a look at your decals. Cut them up if you need to. I cut them into sections and then put them on, especially when you're doing your bomb aimers computer, the bomb aimers computer there. It comes off as one piece and all just goes, bleh, and becomes a mess. So there you go. And then on the back there, we've got the image of the actual nose art itself. I call it nose art, should I? So basically, that is the kit. Now, as I said, we have some bits in there that aren't shown in the instructions, and I'll just go through it with you now. Let's get the light back on. So that frame there, this is sprue A, isn't it? Yeah. That frame there is part A43. That will support your G radio on the bulkhead to the left of the navigator. Okay, if you're having the G on the right hand side of the navigator, quite often he had a 1155 on that bulkhead next to him. If you're using the ABS bomb sight, don't fit that computer, that's incorrect. Here are the parts. 81, okay, there's part 81 there. Okay, that's part there, and other part is part 80 over here. That's your ABS bomb sight. So if you want to build an earlier Lancaster with an ABS bomb sight, that's your parts. Here are the shrouds. If you want to do the light in the nose, if you want to do a dam buster, you've got the shrouds there. You've also got the clear lights, the clear lens in the clear parts. So you've got that there as well. So you're laughing for that. You have, where is those two frames? I can't see the two frames. They're here somewhere. I thought they were on this sprue. Squeaky chair. I thought they were on this sprue. Maybe that's them there. I could have sworn they're on the sprue. You've got the two frames in the kit somewhere that come out in the nose that show in behind the blister. But there you go. And you've also got your there's your frame there for your bomb aimer's computer, and you've got your Rebecca antenna there. So all in all, it is a beautiful, beautiful kit, and they seem to be improving the moulding. The one I built, the first one, some terrible seam line issues with it, but this looks a lot better. They've improved their quality by the looks of things. Yeah, very, very nice indeed. And really nice to see that framing's all pretty much straight, which is good. There they are. That's the two bits I was talking about. They hold your ABS bomb sight. You've got an armrest there for your pilot seat. The bits are sort of all over the place, but you'll soon find them. So there we are. So why did I get it? I'm going to put those clear parts back in the top. As I said, I need to fit that into my Hong Kong Models Lancaster. Here you can see the instructions, as small as they are. These are the instructions for the Hong Kong Models Lancaster, and as you can see, the cockpit seat going together, the equipment here, you've got the instrument panel here. It's all a lot more simplified than the border models. Now, as I say, if you're an inexperienced modeler, fairly new to the hobby, whatever, you will be far better getting this kit than that one. They also do a nose section as well, and it's on like a trolley as you see them in museums rather than on that base. But and this one actually has a more complete interior. This one, when you buy the actual Lancaster kit, it says it has a full interior. This one's interior is actually more complete. But basically all of this is very, very simple. And as you will see when you come over here, you've got this block. There's just this block of plastic that the pilot seat sits on. You can see it there. There's no map pockets in the side. There's no pipework around the back. There's no trim wheels or anything on here. It's very, very simplified, and not at all sort of as good as that one. It looks perfectly good when it's made, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot more simplified than that one. So what I've got to do, and it's the same with the turret. You can see here the nose turret, there's not anything like the detail in here as there is in the border model one. But again, you go and watch me build that border model one, I struggled with it. I've been modelling for 54 years and I struggled getting that together on the border model. That just falls together doddle. So just bear that in mind. And also the clearer parts in this kit are a million times better. And also when you look at this kit, you saw the border model kit with all the raised rivet detail, all the textured skin. This one has all recessed rivet detail, as you can see there. And it doesn't have a textured skin. So when it comes to doing panel seams and stuff like that, this is a far easier kit to work with because the border model is a nightmare. And as some of you will know, I'm currently doing rivet restoration and it's an absolute bloody nightmare. So there we go. So what I've got to do, this is all the rib detail you get in the Hong Kong models kit. And obviously with the border model kit, it's all separate. So what I want to try and do is get that to fit into this. And it's risking messing up a £120 and a £400 model kit. So I'm going to have to be pretty sure before I get the saw out what I'm doing. And my intention is at the moment, things may change, but my intention at the moment is to cut it off here and use this from the Hong Kong model and use this section forward from the border model, because the turret is a different shape on the Hong Kong model as it is on the border model. So if I want to put the border model turret in, I need to put this section of the border model kit onto the front, and then we'll sand all the rivets off, get it all flat, and then we'll re-rivet it to match all this. The other way you could do it, of course, is to just use this whole section, well, the border model section, and replace the whole front. I'm not sure, let's have a look. I'm not sure how similar they are size-wise, but we'll have a quick look. Let's have a quick look and see. There we go. So we can see they are identical. Look at that. This is looking good. In fact, it'd be easier if I did it this way round. If you look at that panel line there, look at where that join is on the back here. I've got that flush. Look at the edge of the Bombay, that's flush. And then you look at the edge of the nose, that's flush. So you could use all of this and just sand all that detail off and then replace the riveting. Or you could go and texture the skin of your Hong Kong models and add all the rivets. But I think that would drive you absolutely insane. But you can see that part there is that part there. But we could easily fit that part there. So very interesting. So watch this space and I will show you how I do it. I won't bore you with all the checking and making this and adjusting that and all the trial work I do. I will only start filming it when I'm ready to go and start cutting. But as I say, I will probably do the cut down here because the border model canopy very nearly fits this, so that's really good. So yeah, if we can get the border model canopy to fit the Hong Kong models, that means we can use all the internal framing, which you don't get on the Hong Kong models kit. And if we can get all the interior in there, that will be amazing. In fact, I'll just, in case you haven't seen it, I'll just go and quickly grab my border model Lancaster and I'll show you how nice the interior is. So here we go, guys. This is why I want to put this in there. You can see how beautiful. This is all out of the box. I've added nothing. That is all. That's kit decals, that's kit parts. I've added, all I've done is some weathering, some painting and stuff. I've added absolutely nothing. You can see down in there you've got the navigator's light hanging over his table. You can see the seat belts down there, they're out of the box. You can see the floor down there with all the chipping, all the pilot's controls down here. We've got the fire extinguisher and the oxygen pipe and all the equipment there on the other side. And over here we've got the flight engineers. No, it's not in there yet, sorry, because it sticks up. I haven't glued it in because I don't want it to be broken off. But all these levers and everything, they're all standard out of the box. And just look at that turret. How gorgeous is that turret? All that detail inside there, it's absolutely beautiful. And then when you go into the nose area, difficult to get to see it, but you can see all that lovely detail in there on the bottom of the turret. You've got the yellow railings back there. It's really, really nice. So if I can get that to go into there, you could just see how much nicer it's going to be than just having the plastic part. So I want to say a massive, massive thank you to Annie for getting this. The only trouble is now she's gone and spent 120 quid, I expect, on this, and if I don't make it work, then I owe her 120 quid. She's going to put in the comments, no you don't worry about it. But yeah, massive, massive thank you to Annie. You guys are just being so generous lately, it's untrue. I'm getting stuff given to me left, right and centre, and it's absolutely incredible. Really is very nice of you. Thank you very, very much. And don't worry, Annie, I will make this work. And I can show you here, actually, while we're here. This is the difference in the nose. You can see the difference in the turrets there and the shape of the base of the turrets. You can see the border model is a lot more pointed than the Hong Kong model. It's a lot. You can see here, I've just noticed another difference actually. We'll just quickly discuss that while we're here. The width of the actual rear part there is 46 millimeters. I can't measure that one. I can measure this one. And the width of that to the center, you can see that's less. It's probably about 40 millimeters wide, so it's probably about 6 mil difference. 6 millimeters. In fact, I can measure that, can't I? That's the piece that goes in there. Hang on a second. Yeah, that's going inside. So there's the back of the turret, and it's 41 millimeters, and this one's 46. So there we go. So in fact, it's slightly wider. So it's probably about 4 millimeters difference there, which makes a difference. It's sort of you can see the form of the nose. It's straight along here, and then it comes in. Whereas on the Hong Kong models one, it's sort of straight, and then it starts to come in here rather than coming in from here. So at the least, we need to replace that part there to get all that to fit. So yeah, watch this space. I think you'll enjoy it. I certainly will. I do love surgery, as you know. But and also this one here, this is from my standard B1, B3 that I'm converting into WSY, which is a tall boy carrying Lancaster. This one here is from the new Grand Slam. Now what I was going to do was just keep this in its box and not touch it and turn this into a Grand Slam. But as you can see, I've blanked all these windows, and I want to show you how to do it. And you can see here, when we talk about witnesses, look at that. This was done about 6 months ago. Look how that Mr. Surfacer has shrunk back in there. We've now got a witness around those windows. And this is what I'm saying. Imagine if you painted your model and it's all finished, and then that witness reappears. So we're going to have to go in there with some super glue or something. But yes. Anyway, there we go. So good times to be had by all. And if you are a fan of the Lancaster, I have got the 1/72 Airfix Dam Buster, as I said, that's coming your way very, very soon. Very, very soon, actually. And I've also picked up the first couple of parts of the Hachette B3 Dam Buster Lancaster, the part works. I have contacted Hachette. I have contacted them 3 times. Their customer service receptionist, or whoever they are, has replied every time I've contacted them and told them that they've passed on my details to their marketing department. But obviously their marketing department can't be bothered to respond. So I've sent them a lovely email today saying thank you very much for not responding. It's obviously company policy. So I would like to say thank you very much, but I don't really know what to thank you for. So there we go. So not at all like D'Agostini. D'Agostini, I contacted them within a day or two. They were back to me. Within 3 or 4 days, I had confirmation they were sending me parts. So there we go. I may carry on with it. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Right, I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much, Annie. We're going to have some fun with this. We'll have lots and lots of fun. Bye for now.